If you're looking to buy a home in Utah in the coming months, here's what the market is telling you right now. We've got some great options. Don't take too long to solidify what you're willing to make an offer on. Let's look at the numbers and see why. Hi, my name is Christopher McGee. I'm the owner of Halcyon Real Estate. I'm affiliated with the Keller Williams Market Center in Salt Lake City, Utah. Today is June 26th, 2023, and this is the real estate numbers. Every week, I'm pulling numbers right from the MLS, looking at our market here and what's going on so that I can give you real-time data that's accurate and forward-looking. And don't forget, if you want a full breakdown of what all the numbers we talk about in these videos mean and what it would look like if the market was stacked all in favor of a buyer or a seller, then you can look at my real estate numbers explained video flagged in the corner of the screen right now. Okay, we'll look at a number. We will look at whether it's up or down from the previous week, and I'll just point out where the trend is going. Okay, so let's look at last week's numbers. Okay, right now our inventory sits at 7,970, and that is up from the previous week by about 145, and that's been trending up since the spring buyer season began. Our next number is 41. This is the average days on market. So this is the number of days it takes to go from putting a property on the market to the time that the seller accepts an offer and goes under contract. Right now, on average, that is 41 days. 41 is up by 3 days from the previous week, and this is trending down over the last 4 months, as you can see. Okay, our third number is the difference between the average list price and the average sold price. We want to know what the average list price is. We definitely want to know what the average sold price is, and the difference between them is telling us the story, what the market is doing right now. So our average list price was $637,968, just under $638,000, where our average sold price was $625,819. And the difference between those two numbers, which is what I'm really interested in, was $12,149. And that is, last week we went from 4,000, we were in the 4,000s as you can see on this chart, and we dipped down, and I called that dip down to the 12,000s an anomaly, and this is week number 2 in that 12,000 range. You can see that we're still trending up. We've been trending up since the beginning of this year. Our next number is the number of homes that were sold in the prior week. That number comes to 464. That's down by about 110 from the previous week. We're still trending up from the year's start, but we see us dipping down for the last 3 weeks below that trend line. Our next number is the number of homes that are currently under contract. That number comes to 5,186. That is up by about just 70 from the previous week, still trending up since the beginning of the year, and that's the first time it's ticked up actually for the last 3 weeks. It dipped down and stayed close to just under where it is as of this last week. Okay, and then the number of price reductions per week, and this number came into play in the conversation that we had in my take last week, and it's going to come into play again this week. This week we're actually at exactly the same number, this rarely happens, that we were at in the previous week. So 879 times that a seller reduced their asking price in order to attract a buyer throughout the last week. It's exactly where we were last week. You can see we're still trending up over the last few months. And our final number is the number of canceled, expired, and withdrawn listings from the MLS. That number this week comes to 247, right about where it was the previous week. That low number of listings that are either canceled, expired, or withdrawn really just shows us the amount of seller confidence that we have in the market right now. Okay guys, my take this week is just a couple of things. First is the fact that I'm still happy to see our inventory on the rise now for a solid 3 months. We love to see that. We love to see, it's still under where it would be if we had a balanced number of prospective buyers to active homes for sale. And so we want inventory to continue to rise because that keeps inflationary pressure off our home prices. They're expensive enough, right? Okay, and the other thing I just want to talk about briefly again is an important repeat of what we talked about last week. We see a few things with these numbers. We see inventory coming up, the number of price reductions coming up. We see the difference between average list price and average sold price minimal. It's really hung out between like 10K difference and 5K difference between these two numbers, showing us that the deals that buyers are getting are on average just 5 to 10K less than original asking price. Not a huge deal. There's a difference and it's in the buyer's favor, but it's minimal. And then the fourth thing we're seeing is average days on on market coming down. And these are all happening at the same time. And those numbers together just tell us a story that inventory comes on market, is looked at quickly and goes under contract quickly, negotiated over quickly and non-dramatically. There's not a dramatic difference between average list price and average sold price, remember. So they're being sold quickly without much change in price. So please, if you're a buyer, don't think that you have all the time that you want to solidify your choices in what you're going to be putting offers on. And don't think that the current market supports the idea of you finding some crazy deals. That's not this market. This market is a little competitive, and homes hitting the market right now are likely to go under contract within a week or two. That's it this week, guys. If you or someone you know are thinking to move in the coming months in or around Utah, particularly if you're around Ogden or south down to Eagle Mountain, Lehigh, Provo area to the south, let me know. My team and I will be happy to help. You want somebody who's great at communicating, will always keep you in the loop, always wants you to know what's happening next, and of course knows the numbers. And if you'd like to stay as educated as a top-notch real estate agent in Utah and know what the numbers and what the market are telling you from week to week, then hit that subscribe and you can stay solid on this from week to week, and I'll see you every Monday. See you next week, guys.